In this video, we're taking a look at the viral washing machine sticker maker. This was actually voted Toy of the Year 2024 in Japan, so it comes with very high expectations. The thing about most DIY toys is that you can easily guess the process just by looking at the components. However, there's no point at any part of this video where you'll be able to guess the next step. It's one of the most chaotic but hilarious products I've ever tried. Yet there were still some parts that left me disappointed, so it's hard to say whether this kit deserves all the accolades. Stick to the end to see if you manage to fix all the issues, which also includes testing out these equally rare Ponky pencils from Japan. So first up, the packaging is immaculate. The attention to detail is amazing, and there are so many design features that just sell the product. As a Chiikawa fan, I love the fact they include all the characters instead of just the few best-known ones. Compared to a slime or squishy kit, there are not that many components. You get a sheet of stickers, some mystery papers and foils, a few accessories, and the washing machine. The instruction booklet folds out into a giant template, so this gives us the first clue on how the DIY works. It seems like you're expected to draw your own stickers because all of these elements can be overlapped onto each other. However, these look absolutely tiny, but I'm going to worry about that later on. The next part is to assemble the machine. This is very easy and just involves adding a handle and the scraper. I need to point out this remarkable attention to detail with a tiny heart-shaped stud. This is only used to hold the scraping tool in place, but the fact they bothered changing the design to a heart is pretty amazing. Then it's time to add the decorations onto the machine. This part is actually not as easy as it looks because the stickers are extremely thin. I'm guessing this is to make the final machine more waterproof, but it's surprisingly tricky to apply. If you accidentally stick it in the wrong place, then you can't remove it again without ripping everything. And now comes the tricky part because I can't read Japanese. I tried Google translating this page, but the writing was so tiny that it didn't really work. Based on the pictures, it looks like you need to supply your own paper towels, colored pencils, and scissors. I'm a bit surprised about this because most craft kits give you everything you need to complete the project. My favorite set of colored pencils happens to be these watercolor ones from Derwent. I'm hoping this is going to work because mixing watercolor with a washing machine doesn't seem like the best combo. Now it's time to open up the mystery papers. This one contains translucent white sheets that remind me a bit of blotting paper. They're exactly the same size as the pictures on the template, so I'm guessing you're supposed to trace the image onto here. As mentioned earlier, these are very small, so you have to use an extremely sharp pencil. Not gonna lie, I found this part quite challenging and I've been drawing my entire life. I'm not sure how they expect children to do this and still get a satisfactory result. Another downside of such a small image is that it's tricky to color in the body without smearing the outlines. Especially if you have a pale color next to a dark one, you have to fill it in without touching the lines. My theory is that this toy was originally created for much simpler images. Then of course, when Chiikawa became popular, it was licensed across many products, but the size of this sticker was never intended for these fairly complex character designs. This is pretty common in Japanese toy kits, where you have the same product licensed across many different types of intellectual properties. The next step is to remove one of these foils and place it sticky side down onto the white paper. Then I'm going to use the scraping tool to press it firmly into place. This gets placed inside the spinning compartment of the washing machine. Now I'm filling the machine with water and placing the lid inside. After giving it a few spins, I'm amazed to see the white paper dissolving, and what's left is the design I drew as a transparent holographic sticker. Obviously, this is wet when you take it out, but the reverse side still feels sticky. I have no idea what chemistry was used here, but this is a perfectly normal sticker. You're supposed to stick it onto one of the clothing hangers and then leave it up to dry. The only thing I noticed now is that I forgot to fill in the white part of Usagi's tail. Obviously, I overlooked that when drawing onto white paper, but I realized this is going to be an issue with Hachiwari, Chiikawa, and a lot of the other characters. Luckily, I do have a white pencil, so I'm going to use this for the remaining designs. I can understand how this product won the Toy of the Year award because it is more educational and enjoyable than a typical sticker making kit. By encouraging you to draw each sticker yourself, it teaches a lot of fine motor skills and also makes the process more satisfying and rewarding. It definitely took me longer than expected to complete all of these stickers. The kit is also very generous, and you get 28 pieces of tracing paper with 25 pieces of holographic foil. My mind boggles at the fact that they knew people are more likely to mess up the tracing part, so they preemptively give you 3 extra pieces to help you create 25 final stickers. Any other craft kit would have simply given you the same amount of both. Some of the papers can also be stuck onto these jewel hearts. These have a sticky side, just like the holographic sheets. However, you also have to remember to scrape these really well with the tool, which I forgot to do. The mechanism of how this works seems to be clearer now. You're essentially scraping the pigment from the transfer paper onto the sticky side of the foil. This is why the DIY only works with colored pencils, because the pigment is soft and loose. Once the pigment is stuck onto the foil, the transfer sheet dissolves and you're left with a sticker. I did have to use a bit of trial and error to find the best method and sacrificed a few stickers along the way. The important part is not to spin the machine too long. You only need to spin it for 10 seconds or so until the white paper has just dissolved. Doing it for too long will start dissolving the pigment, which washes out the design. Unfortunately, these hard ones didn't turn out well because I forgot to scrape them and the pigments came off the transfer paper. These cannot be remade a second time, which is a shame. The colors would also sometimes smear when you try to dry them, and it's not always guaranteed that a sticker is going to turn out perfectly. Although these are a lot of fun to make, I just feel they look a bit washed out and the color intensity is not quite there. I obviously thought it was because I used watercolor pencils, but I did try this using regular colored pencils and there wasn't a noticeable difference. So for the final test, I'm going to try these Ponky pencils. I spotted these in a viral YouTube short and had no idea they even existed. They're basically the pencil equivalent of Posca markers, which I'm sure everyone knows about. Poscas have amazing acrylic ink that can cover almost any surface. Ponkies look like they're designed for kids, but they still offer strong color coverage on almost any material. The packaging is great and even comes with a hidden sharpener. Right from the start, these feel a lot more pigmented compared to regular pencils. Instead of drawing the same designs over again, I'm going to use the pajama template to turn them into Squid Game guards. The Ponky set comes with this bright pink, which is going to be perfect. I briefly thought about making Usagi frontman, but I decided to go with their canon abilities. Hachiwari is the smartest because he's the only one who can talk, so that makes him a square guard. Chikawa is small and timid and would definitely be a circle. Usagi is kind of aggressive and unpredictable, so I think he's perfect as a triangle. The colors here are much stronger, but at the same time they feel slightly waxy. I have the suspicion that Ponkies aren't really colored pencils, but wax crayons designed to look like pencils. But in any case, they transfer very well into the foil and can be washed clean. So these stickers definitely turn out better than the other ones. However, the reverse side doesn't feel sticky, and that sort of defeats the purpose of making a sticker. I'm pretty sure the waxy residue from the pencils covered up the adhesive. So what's the final verdict on this kit? I was positively impressed by the creative freedom and challenge involved in tracing your own stickers. Each sticker takes a solid 10 minutes to make, so you're definitely not going to use everything up in a hurry. The materials you get are very diverse, and even the holographic foils have 5 different patterns to choose from. However, I really struggled with the size of the templates. It's nearly impossible to trace and color every detail from here. I also sharpened my pencil so often that I used up a third of the black Ponky just for these 3 stickers. And the final thing that annoyed me is that the lid of the washing machine doesn't click into place. Every time you spin the inside, you have to hold it down, otherwise the water gets everywhere. Considering the insane amount of detail they put into every part of this kit, I'm really surprised why the lid cannot stay in place. I do feel this kit is worth a try if you want something completely different. I bought it from Amazon Japan and I've included the link below. You get a lot of crafting time out of it, which is a bonus for any DIY product. It's also fun to do with kids, and in that case, you're obviously not expecting to get perfect results anyway. If you're a Chikawa fan, then it's a huge bonus to learn how to draw your favorite characters. Just by tracing them, you realize how much care was taken in the character design and how each one has tiny subtle differences from the others. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and be sure to subscribe for more weird craft content. I'm Joanna, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye!